Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. Let's play some Learned League. Oops. Everybody got to see the... There we go. Everybody got to see me go infinite there, so I imagine that was fun. All right. Moving on to match day 23. Question 1. What is the term, based on the name of an 18th century Italian scientist, for the process of rust-proofing iron or steel by applying a protective coat of zinc, either molten or via electroplating? I'm pretty sure this named after Galvani is galvanization. I don't have another... I don't have another good guess at all, and I'm just pretty sure that's right. That's something you do to those metals. So, yay! Yeah, I feel like most people will get that. Just because, I think people have heard of Galvani, and we'll be able to piece that together. Okay, 2. Fill in the blank in this list of male-female counterparts from peerage in the United Kingdom: Duke, Duchess, Marquis, Marchioness, Earl something, Viscount, Viscountess, Baron, Baroness. All right. I believe so. So in some countries you can have a count, of course. In England you can't. But I believe instead you have an earl, and then you have a countess to go with the earl. So you can certainly think of some examples of countesses from British media or British whatever, but not earlesses or anything like that. So I'm fairly certain this is correct. All right. I think that will trip up some people. Anyway, question 3. Over the duration of the U.S. Civil War, 4 men served as commanding general, the most senior officer position in the U.S. Army. Fourth of these was Ulysses S. Grant. Name any one of the 3 men who preceded him during this period. Okay. So these are, I think the most famous of these is George McClellan, who even ran against Lincoln for president. I believe that McClellan was replaced for a while by H.W. Halleck. And the reason I know H.W. Halleck is it's one of the questions that Charles Van Doren got on at least the movie quiz show. The famous movie about cheating. So that there's Halleck, and then there's a person who's the first at the beginning of the Civil War is Winfield Scott, who I think only had the command briefly. Like, I think he was actually relieved almost kind of as soon as they believed the war was serious, because he was like really old. Like, he had already run for president and already finished the war with Mexico and stuff like that. So I believe he was just replaced by McClellan straight away, or nearly straight away. So anyway, I'm just going to go with McClellan because I know that's the safest. I want to make sure that Halleck wasn't actually the commander of something else. And yeah, so McClellan, pretty safe. I think a lot of A-Ruddlers are going to know McClellan because it's like so famous, the story about McClellan's unwillingness to go fight Lee and, things like that. So anyway, as it passes through a region of tropical rainforests, what is the only major African river with a constant volume of water, providing the second largest river flow in the world after the Amazon? Okay, I know that the Congo River goes through rainforest. Probably more so than many of the other long rivers in Africa, though that's hard because I'm not sure exactly where all the rainforests are in Africa. But yeah, the Congo definitely goes through rainforest. It's definitely very long, which would mean that it's likely also very big, and that's probably correct. I don't know for sure, but I feel good about that answer. What word is obscured by the red box in this image? Okay, we're making noodle pudding. Jewish noodle pudding with some noodles, eggs, sugar, cinnamon, raisins, apple, lemon juice, lemon rind. So it's like slightly lemony, mostly just kind of noodly and eggy. This is sad because this is a situation where I've definitely never had this food. I went to Emory University where there are a lot of Jewish people, But you know, I didn't necessarily get to go to their house for dinner or you know, for holidays or anything like that because they didn't live nearby. You know, most of the folks I knew who were Jewish were from, you know, the Northeast or California or, you know, anywhere like that. So I didn't necessarily get to do that. And I spent the rest of my life mostly in the Midwest and the Southeast, where, you know, Jewish culture, especially, you know, food and stuff like that, has not necessarily, um, you know, permeated the landscape the way it may have up north. I couldn't even buy a bagel, you know, in my hometown till the mid 90s or something like that, which I'm sure is a common story for some of the rest of us too. But being from the relative, you know, relative backwaters that I have been, you know, I've got a lot of experience with various different kinds of international foods, but this one, I don't know. I have literally no idea. I have to apologize to Solomon. I have to apologize to Andy, all my friends who are going, wow, he doesn't know that. But I really, really don't. I'm sorry. I'm assuming it's probably something I've heard of. I mean, it's not any of the German things I can think of. What is this? I mean, I'm just, you know, like, I hesitate to just start naming off Jewish food words and see if any of them stick. I really don't think I have a chance at this. Yeah, I really don't know this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm actually going to go ahead and leave this blank. I don't think any of my guesses merit really being put, and I'm just not, yeah, I'm sure I don't have this. I do have this. Murder House, Asylum, Coven, Freak Show, and Hotel are subtitles of seasons from what currently running anthology television series? Okay, this is American Horror Story. I got asked a triple threat about that on 500 Questions because back then there were only 3 seasons. They asked me to name the 3 seasons. I could only name Coven. At that time, Asylum and Freak Show were the other 2. But yeah, this is definitely American Horror Story. I think people will sort of know that if they're aware that there's a horror anthology series. They will get it right. The question is, and I'm really not sure about this, how many people are like aware that show exists? That's one of those questions where, you know, it's certainly not everyone, but I would really have to look at someone's TV score to really know. Anyway, okay. I'm assuming this question 5, you know, has a heavy cultural divide. You know, and I would guess that most Jewish people are going to get it right. Maybe it's harder than that, or, you know, regional, or, you know, something like that. But I'm going to just put a 2 on it and leave it there. I'm going to put the 3 on Countess. I think that's something people may not necessarily be aware of. I'm going to put a 1 on McClellan, a 0 on Galvanization. The 2 is between the Congo and American Horror Story. So certainly there are other rivers in Africa to say, Zambezi, Limpopo. But I think most people are going to say this. And then I will leave the 2 for American Horror Story. Do I feel okay about that? Yeah, I think McClellan's pretty easy for most people up here. And so that's what I'm going to do. I have no idea what number 5 is. All right. We have Galvanization, Countess, Scott McClellan and Halleck. Good. Congo. Kugel. All right. I've definitely heard that word before, but if you had asked me to describe what it was, I would have had no idea. So I feel completely fine having left that blank at this point. And American Horror Story. Hopefully, you know, in a real match, the fact that I have a pretty good food drink score would have led people away from that for a 3. I could be wrong. Anyway, all right, everybody. Maybe I'll try some Kugel soon. It sounds pretty good. It sounds kind of simple, but yeah, kind of nice. Anyway, I will definitely see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day.